This is the BreadWinner Podcast, hosted by entrepreneur, influencer, and sales wolf, Tyler Harris, bringing you the insights from the most successful forward-thinking entrepreneurs and influencers, so that you can rise to the top and make more dough.
Now, let's get into the show.
All right. What's up, everybody? Today on the BreadWinner Podcast, we have Sean Whalen, and I am honored to have you on here, Sean. If you don't mind, give everybody a little bit of an introduction as to who you are.
What's up, man? So I am the founder and CEO of Lions Not Sheep. We are a global coaching and consulting company. I help entrepreneurs, business owners, executive sales teams, so on and so forth, peel back layers of what it is that they actually want to try and accomplish, and we help create maps to get them very specific results. So I am very active on social media, as you probably well know, and have almost 600 million views of my videos across the internet, and talk everything about life and politics, religion, sex, money, family, the whole deal. So
so pretty much everything
loving
everybody
life,
else
man.
doesn't want to talk about.
All the stuff nobody wants to talk about, that's the shit I talk about. So
Got it. Well, very well, man. Well, we'll just jump right into these questions, and starting with number one, which is, what misconception do people have about you that you would like to set straight?
Oh, that's a good question. I'm actually glad I didn't read these before we started this. You know, I think most people that know me know that I'm actually a really calm and cool, collected guy. Like, I love sitting on my back deck and smoking a stogie and drinking whiskey. I love being a dad. I love snuggling my kids. In fact, I'm in California right now and woke up by the beach with my son, and we're snuggling, and that's kind of how I am. But I think a lot of people have this perception that I'm just this raging lunatic that runs around screaming and yelling and all day long. And I do quite a few videos that are very much intense like that, but that seems to be what when I get passionate is when I turn the camera on. So I also turn the camera on and film when I'm chilling and, relaxed and throwing the football like I did last night with my son on the beach. But I think a lot of people think that I'm just this crazy, insane, intense dude, and I'm much more calculated, much more calm than I think most people know.
That's an awesome answer, man, and that's kind of knew where you were gonna go with that, which is awesome, man. So, question number two: what is one thing that you quit doing that allowed you to win or succeed?
Lying.
Perfect. I knew that answer was going to come up. So, be a little bit more specific. Was there something specifically that you lied about?
Yeah, everything. I mean, everything. We've been programmed to lie. Like, look, I'll try and keep this as short as possible, but you and I and every single person listening to this, and I don't give a shit if you're a baby boomer, if you're a millennial, our whole system, the entire culture that we have in America is to lie. Ever since we were little kids in school, it was like, sit down, quiet down, don't run, don't yell, don't say anything that's going to offend the teacher or little Johnny or little Susie over in the corner. Ask, raise your hand to go to the bathroom. And so we've been programmed to just become muted fucking little robots. And so we go through, elementary school and middle school, and then we get to high school, and it's the same thing. Sit down, quiet down, don't speak up, don't speak your mind. You can't say these things because it might be offensive to somebody else. And then we become quote unquote adults, and we go to college and we learn the same thing. And then we are expected to go become, spouses and find a mate and create children, and we put them right back into this same system. And so we literally have been programmed since we were little kids to do as we're told and to not open up our fucking mouths and speak what it is that we're really thinking and feeling. And I played by those rules for a long time. I did that, and it made me extraordinarily unhappy, to the point that I ended up snapping and had kind of what I like to call my midlife crisis, whatever, where I was just like, dude, I fucking hate this. Like, I'm living for everybody else. I'm speaking for everybody else. I'm saying, quote unquote, what I'm supposed to be saying in a religious environment. And, how do I say God and then shit in the same sentence? I mean, how could I be a Christian, if I curse, and it's all these crazy things that life just wrapped around who I was supposed to be, how I was supposed to be, what I was supposed to say, and how I was supposed to say it. And, I ended up turning 31 years old, and I was like, this is bullshit, dude. Like, I'm going to die. Like, that's not morbid. That's real. I'm going to die. And I think the thing that I fear the most is knowing that God put ideas in my mind and passion in my soul, and I squandered it and lied because I was afraid of what social media might say, or my religious people at church might say, or my family might say, or my friends might say. And so I just quit and I started telling my truth. And that's just, it's the most liberating thing that I've ever done in my entire life.
That's awesome. I mean, basically, you quit living in the surface level, right? I mean,
Yeah.
hey man, how are you? I'm good. Or, hey, what's up, man? How are you? I can't complain. Well, you can, actually.
Yeah. Well, that's a lie. I mean, that's really a lie. Like, how you doing? You go golfing with the buddies. How you doing? Oh, I'm good. Well, you're not really doing good because your wife's popping, Xanax like they're Skittles and you're banging your secretary. So it's like, why don't we just tell the truth? Why don't we say, I'm not happy. I'm not good. I don't like this. I don't like that. Or I do like this, or I do like that. Or, you know what I mean? And we've been programmed not to do that. And we've literally become accustomed to making other people happy above ourselves. And that's causing massive divorce, massive depression, massive suicide on a global scale like we've never seen before. And to me, that's the ultimate, ticket, is just telling the truth.
Yeah. And the truth is that foundation, right? Like, I've given a couple of talks recently where I just asked the whole room, I said, what is the one thing in your life that you're pretending isn't a problem? And guess what? The thing that just hit your brain, like, that's it.
Right. Exactly.
So let's bring that to the surface and let's deal with that, because all this other growth and self-development, like, none of that really matters until we figure that out. Right.
That's why there's so many rah coaches and so many people out there that are like, just will it into existence and all this other stuff. And I'm like, that's all bullshit, dude. Just tell the fucking truth. Mm-hmm. That is the key to your success. That's the key to more money. That's the key to deeper, relationships. That's the key to having, more sex, more money in the bank, more connection with your children. Just say the fucking truth. Say the shit that burns inside of you, that you think, that you feel 24/7, 365. Fuck the political correct idea. I mean, political correctness is a joke anyway. So tell the fucking truth and liberate yourself.
Well, I can tell you, sex, money, and happiness, that's nothing the breadwinners have any interest in. So, so last question here. One day on your headstone, it will read, "Here lies Sean Whalen. He was blank." So what is that blank and why?
Everything. Everything. I want my kids to know, like to me, I was asked the other day if you could leave one, this was actually a really interesting question. If you could leave one thing behind for people when you die, what would it be? And I was reading all these comments about like my journal or a Bible or this or this. And my answer was my kids. Like, if I could leave one thing behind, it would be my kids, because at the end of the day, nothing that I really said, no book that I wrote, no lecture that I gave, no this, that, or the other will be more important than my children carrying a legacy that I hopefully showed them. Them carrying on not just a legacy of let's take over Dad's financial empire, but let's live the way that he lived. Let's like tell our own truth and live to that level of connection and honesty. To me, if I could leave anything behind, if there's one thing that headstone would say, he was everything. He was up, he was down, he was honest, he was funny, he was everything. The guy was real. And it's ultimately what I set out to do every single day is, I wake up in my prayers in the morning to God are simply, please put the people in front of me that you need me to meet and put the words in my mouth that you need me to speak. And I don't expect anything from them. I don't try and negotiate with them. I don't say, hey, I'm going to work really hard today. And if I work really hard, will you give me all of this cool shit? It's like, man, I want my headstone to say that it was everything. And, that's how I know I'll live is if I could leave anything behind, it'd be a couple of badass kids that are very independent, that are very honest and very trustworthy.
Man, that's a perfect answer. And I really, really appreciate that. What you're putting out on social media is you showing that, not just telling that, and showing that through the way that you interact with your family and the way you interact with other people on a daily basis. So I appreciate that, man. Tell everybody where they can find you online.
You can go to find me at SeanWhalen.com, SeanWhalen.com. You can also go to lionsnotsheep.com, or obviously on pretty much every social media platform known to man. Just look me up, Sean Whalen.
Got it. So I appreciate you, man. I've appreciated following you for the last 3+ years. on Instagram and Facebook, and it's been incredibly helpful to me. And I know this will maybe find somebody that hasn't seen you, that you can be make an impact on them as well. So, guys, with that, this is the BreadWinner podcast. Sean, Whalen, so appreciative of you being on. Until next time,
thank you.
We will talk to you guys soon.
Thank you for listening to the BreadWinner podcast. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast and leave a rating on iTunes. For a chance to be on the show, send a screenshot of your iTunes rating to @TylerHarris page on Instagram, where he'll pick one person every single week. See you next time on the BreadWinner podcast.